Student, welcome back in the revision class, and we had started to revise the chapter why do we fall ill. So they today we will revise and you will learn about the types of diseases. So there are various means of classification of diseases. It means diseases are classified on their different basis. First one is the disease classification, which is based on the duration. It means at what time period disease is remain in our body. So we are using the duration of disease or time period of the disease. So regarding this, there are of two type of diseases. One is the acute diseases, another is the chronic diseases. In acute diseases, normally that diseases are remains in our health or in our body for a short time period. They could not be lasting for the long time period. And another important things of the disease is it is easy to recover, and it does not lead or it does not throw a bad impact or health concern. So that disease do not have any historical period. It means that disease does not have any sorts of history. And very good example is common cough and cold and eye flus. So another one is chronic disease. So chronical, that is means related with some past or history. So that disease will last for a very longer time period. Sometimes it may be whole lifetime until we alive, and that disease take too much time to recover, and it have very drastic long term effect on health, and it causes poor health concern. So if anyone or anybody is suffering from chronic diseases, so when he or she will cured, so it will take time to regain his or health. So this type of disease is more fatal, it is more dangerous as compared to acute disease. And the example of chronic diseases are elephantiasis. You must know the elephantiasis. Elephantiasis is a disease which is caused by the protozoan. Normally in our society we have seen that some of the person having their leg like a elephant foot, that's why it is called elephantiasis. So another example of this chronic disease, that is I just told elephantiasis. Second one is we can say tuberculosis is also, that is short form we call is TB. TB stands for Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is a bacteria which causes the disease. Another thing is jaundice. Normally you might be heard in your society or in your family, that is called pilia also. So that is jaundice is a example of chronic disease. Now second way of classification is based on causes or causal agent. What are the cause behind the disease, or in what way disease is caused? That's why it is called based on the causes or causal agent. And here we have broadly classified communicable or infectious disease. Why do we call such diseases communicable? Actually these type of diseases spread among the society from unhealthy person to healthy person, or you can say from a diseased person who is suffering from the disease is sufficient to transfer the disease in the whole community, even sometime the family. Very latest example everybody know nowadays is COVID-19. So COVID-19 is a very good example, which is latest example of that communicable or infectious diseases. And that disease is also caused by some external agents. external agents. It may be air, it may be water, it may be food, or some of the pathogens. Again I am telling this pathogen, what the meaning of this pathogen. Pathogens are the disease causing agent. And some of the example of these communicable diseases are AIDS. AIDS stand for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. TB, just I told, mycobacterial tuberculosis. Smallpox, chicken pox, common cough and cold, measles. These are the some of the communicable diseases. Now, what are the non-infectious diseases or non-communicable diseases? Actually, as the name, these diseases could not spread in the society. That diseases only remains in the individuals. It is confined to the body of only individual, and that diseases cannot spread from infected person to healthy person, and exclusively they are caused by internal factors. Internal factor means it is hidden in the person's body or related with the physiological system of the body itself. You might be heard about the very good example, cancer. Second example is diabetes. Most of the in our areas people are suffering from diabetes. So third example pertaining to the non-infectious or non-communicable disease is high blood pressure or low blood pressure. So these three diseases which I just told you, it remains only person's body. It is not exposed from the person. So it is non-communicable diseases. Now, what are the infectious agent, or normally we call it the pathogens? So these infectious agents are responsible to cause the infectious disease, and concern to that, first one is, this is a virus. Viruses are the very tiny microscopic organism. They are very smaller than bacteria, and the disease caused by viruses is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. AIDS is a disease. What HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, is a virus that cause AIDS. That is the difference between HIV and AIDS. Second one is measles. It is viral disease. SARS, SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. This is a virus which affect our pulmonary system, that is called the lung system or the respiratory. You might be heard about hydrophobia. It is by biting of the dog. Actually the saliva of the dog having the virus, and that virus causes the hydrophobia. Dengue fever, you must know about the dengue virus. Chikungunya is also example. Japanese encephalitis, that is called the brain fever. This Japanese encephalitis is caused by the virus. Now the next infectious agent is bacteria. Bacterial disease, that is very most popular, cholera, typhoid, TB, pneumonia. So these are certain bacterial diseases. Now fungal diseases, or that is borne by the fungus or fungi. Normally you must know about the ringworm is a very good example. Second example is the dandruff also. It is caused by the fungus. Now protozoans. These protozoans are animals. They are a single celled organism, and very good example is malaria, Kala Azar and dysentery. Kala Azar is a typical disease that is caused by the trypanosoma. It is caused by the Leishmania. And in that Kala Azar, actually what happened, our liver get affected with high fever. Now the worm, there are so many worms inside our body that resides in the intestine, and some of the common example is roundworm. You may know roundworm, tapeworm, pinworm. So this roundworm causes ascariasis, and this elephantiasis is also disease which is caused by the worm. Now the turn is means of spread of the disease. In what way disease is spreading from person to person or from community. So in relevant to that, disease is basically first of all spread by air. Air is a good medium. If sometimes we are sneezing or coughing, whatever the droplets from our body is comes out and it reaches to a healthy person via air. Example is pneumonia, common cough and cold. Second one is by water. Water is also good medium to transport the disease or transfer the disease from infected to non-infected person. And very good example is the disease which is spread by the water is typhoid, cholera, diarrhea is also. There is a difference between diarrhea and dysentery. Dysentery is also caused by the water infected when the somebody is consume infected or dirty water, so it can cause the dysentery. So there is a third type of, that is the physical contact. Physical contact means that is the sexual contact. When an unhealthy person, it may be male or female, have a sexual contact with the healthy person, so whatever the disease causing agents present in his or her body get communicate to each other. And the good example is AIDS. AIDS is basically spread to society by the sexual contact, by the blood transfusion, and it is also infected by the using the same syringe or the needle. And this disease, whatever that I told, is incurable disease, and it is also example of a chronic disease. Second example is syphilis. Syphilis is normally take place in the genital part of the body. Actually reproductive organs get affected, that is called the copulatory organs. Next one is some of the disease which is spread by the bacteria. Bacteria may be animals, it may be cells, so it may be the insect also. Why I am telling this cells, some of there are single celled organisms also. So these bacteria include animals and insects. You must about that housefly. Housefly is responsible to spread the disease like cholera, diarrhea. Insect like mosquitoes is responsible to spread the disease, dengue virus, chikungunya. So these are some of the viruses. Now these are the pictorial representation of how the disease is spread from the person to person. In this picture you can see that out of these both, one is the unhealthy and another is healthy. Then if somebody is infected, so due to this physical contact to that person, its example is the AIDS, physical contact. Here this person is sneezing out, suppose it is the unhealthy or the diseased person, and here is the healthy one. When it is sneezed out or coughed out, then the droplet will reach to the here. Here also, if we are using the some of the clothes of a unhealthy person, that is the diseased person, so disease will also spread by that. Now one of the important thing, Zika virus. Zika virus is also a disease which is spread by the mosquitoes, biting of mosquitoes. This is given the flow chart also. Then there are some other mean, for example contact by air, by taking food or by using the cloth, and by some insects, infected person to healthy person, or you can say that infected person to a person who is having the good health. So just I told the example of this rabid animal. that I gave in the example of hydrophobia. This dog biting, it is happened due to the dog biting. So the saliva of the dog contain the virus, and that virus, when reaches to the healthy person, disease will appear. Now the next one is organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. First of all, try to understand the meaning of organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. Manifestation means appearance of the disease. So whatever the pathogens, whatever the bacteria, whatever the agents that is responsible to cause the disease will not follow the same track. It means bacteria, virus, fungi or worms, all these type of the microbes are there or the agents are there. So they particularly choosing some path to enter the body. If I am the example of suppose speaking about the disease tuberculosis. So the disease causing tuberculosis bacteria, mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is present in air, will reach to our lungs via nose. So if it is reaching to our nose, so it will affect or it will be destroy our respiratory system. It may be respiratory tract or lungs. If the disease is entered to the body through mouth, so it have some adverse effect. It may cause the problem in the lining of guts. It may affect the intestinal system of our body. For example, typhoid. So typhoid bacteria, that if it enter to our body through the gut, that is to our digestive system or through the mouth. And same thing also, if it is affecting, suppose the bacteria or virus which is entered through our mouth, so it will be affect on our liver, and if liver is affected, it may cause the disease jaundice. If intestine is affected, then it cause the disease typhoid. So here we can say that organ specific and tissue specific manifestation means certain organs or tissue will be affected on the arrival, on the reaching of this microorganism to the specific region into the cells, tissue or body. So whenever a foreign germs, foreign bacteria, virus or any source of or microorganism enter to our body system, they will follow certain route to enter the body. Another example, if I am going to give you, HIV. HIV is a virus that causes the AIDS. So this disease is spread or it is reaches to our body system via sexual contact. So here, in what way the HIV is enter? It is by our sexual organs. So it will affect the sexual organ. Later on, it will affect our immune system and then destroy the immune system. Another example I am giving, if the virus causing Japanese encephalitis, that is called the brain fever, will similarly enter through a mosquito bite. So it is affecting the brain. Apart from other body organs or tissue, it is affecting the brain. So as and when virus, bacteria or sometimes some types of microorganism enter to our body, there is appearance of some symptoms. There are signs and symptoms of the disease will be also depend on the tissue or organ. So what kind of microorganisms are there and what kind of organ or tissue they are targeted. So that targeted organ will be affected. If lungs are the target, then the symptoms will be cough and cold, breathlessness, running nose. And if liver is targeted, suppose the bacteria or the viruses is infecting the liver or it is reaches to the liver and make it target, then jaundice or hepatitis will be there. And if brain is the target, then we will observe headache, vomiting, fits or high fever or unconsciousness. So these are the certain kind of the examples where tissue specific or organ specific manifestation takes place. So as and when that microorganisms enter to our body, they particularly destroy our some of the system also. As I just told you, HIV infection especially responsible to deteriorate or ruin our immunity system. Day by day our immunity system will be lesser or it will be reduced. Another example, if I am telling that in the case of the tuberculosis, that is called the TB, the respiratory capacity of the person is also decreased as in the normal person, and we normally have there is a if there is a little injuries in our tissues or cells, what happen there? Redness appear, swelling, redness or inflammation. So these all are happen due to the recruitment process that is called our immune system. Our immune system activate and it recruits some of the soldiers of our body which fight against that microorganisms, or they want to prevent the diseases so that it could not be spread. So this is about the organ specific system. In the case of the tissue specific system, an individual in a particular type of disease, what happened here? Tissue specific, just like given the HIV, the virus infect the tissue and cells of organism, making decrease his or immunity. Immune system, already I just told, in the case of the HIV, immune system get decrease, and so if I am asking about, there is some word that is syndrome and symptoms. It should be clear by you also. Syndromes means when a group of symptoms appear in a person as a disease. It means suppose somebody suffering from a disease, suppose AIDS. So AIDS person or sufferer of the AIDS will be having headache, vomiting, fever, common cough and cold, loss of immunity. So a group of factors, a group of symptoms appear at a same time. That is called the syndrome. It means cluster of symptoms making the syndrome. But in symptoms of a particular disease, like a disease of, I am telling, tuberculosis, so it has a peculiar it has a peculiar sign of the disease. So this is the little difference between symptoms and syndrome.